This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN.
Heck yeah.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet.
We're on mute then, but I was talking, wasn't I, Mason? Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason. Nick Mason, remind me we have to record an ad this week, and we haven't done it yet.
Terrific, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm glad I'm quite technologically incapable, and I'm
It's
glad
true.
that I over 400 episodes, I've noted that if those two lights are lit, no one can hear us.
Yeah, and I should have noticed because I have my headphones in.
And here's another
I wasn't
classic
hearing
piece
nothing.
of Weekly Planet fun.
Okay.
Is turns out you're 3 episodes behind
Why you say that?
because I also did an episode with Al and Andy.
No, I'm in that episode, though.
Are you?
I do an ad in it.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's why. Okay, right.
Doesn't
right.
count.
Okay, you did mention that at the time. Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, if anything, that's +2 because I made money on that episode I didn't really do.
Terrific. That's great.
You know?
How's your week been?
It's all right, same
Great.
as always at the
Yeah.
moment. What about you?
Pretty the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing all right. We're falling into a rhythm of being trapped in our house.
That's
because of the
true.
bloody communism or whatever people think's happening here.
Yeah. Ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
Yeah.
I was on a podcast this week, Mason.
Go on.
Are you familiar with Confessions of the Idiots?
No.
With Sam Peterson?
No.
A show you have been on?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I'm a recurring character on that show.
That's right.
It's myself, Jess Perkins, and host Sam Peterson.
That's right.
And basically he gets the worst and dumbest
Guests.
Yeah, he
Yes!
got me.
That's
He got
right.
me.
I gotcha.
He wound me up. He hit me so hard. And then he brings him in, and then he gets the worst confessions and dumbest confessions from the internet, from Reddit.
Yep.
And then reads it out, and then we roast that person.
Great.
And one of the ones from this latest episode, which is up now, please check it out, is it broke all of us.
Yeah, right.
And it's the funniest one that he's ever read out. According to him as well. That's not just me saying that.
Yeah.
I was lucky to be there.
Yeah.
And my goodness, very funny.
I'm gonna check it
A
out.
good show. It is linked below if you do want to check it out. A lot of things happening this week, though, in terms of the movie world, Mason.
Certainly. Shang-Chi is out.
That's right.
We haven't seen it.
No, but we will talk about
If
it.
people are after the big Shang-Chi movie review, we haven't seen it.
No, but we will get to it and whenever.
But if you like the thing we talked about last week,
Yeah.
we'll probably do more
We're
of
going
that
to
this week.
continue.
Yeah.
We're looking at, what is it? Comic book characters and their best movies.
That's
Might
right.
not be the best movie, but they're the best in that movie.
Yeah.
Those are the rules that we made. I'm also talking more.
They're the rules you made and I'm reluctantly going along with.
That's rules for you, Mason.
true.
Reluctantly going along with
Yeah,
rules.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
likes rules.
You like rules. You love rules.
No, I like imposing rules, but I don't follow rules.
Oh, I see. Sure.
Again, bad student, okay teacher.
I understand, sure.
Yeah. Just take that sliver of power and hold it over children,
Oh, yeah.
It's the dream of all teachers. We're going to talk delays. We're going to talk about trailers, Moonfall, No Time to Die, Red Notice, the Rocketeer returns, the Expendables return, DC Fandome, an update on the Scarlett Johansson versus Disney situation,
Oh, hot goss. It's a hot goss week.
and Venom gets its rating. Ready for cinemas, Mason.
My goodness.
Are you excited?
Yeah, it's going to be triple X.
It's not. Let's do it now.
Extreme rudeness.
I've left it till last, but let's just do it now.
Okay.
It's not very
It's
interesting.
PG-13, isn't it?
Yeah, it
I
is.
bet it is, yeah.
For intense sequences of violence and actions, some strong language, disturbing material, and suggestive references.
Whoa.
Sexy Lady Venom, is that what we're doing?
Turds in the wind.
Turds in the wind.
They already did Sexy Lady Venom. They're not going to do it again.
No, they have to do it again.
Okay.
They're gonna do
To
it
get
even-
your $20?
Even sexier. Doesn't
Okay.
she normally have hair? Or she
Well, I don't
sometimes
think
has
so.
like long blonde hair?
I don't know. I don't know how many Sexy Lady Venoms there's been.
Yeah, sure. He's got Sexy Lady Venom embedded, like embroidered into his wallet.
That's right.
So I just took a drink.
Yes.
So that's
So I should say something shocking to
that's
get you
Venom
spit your
news.
drink out.
Yeah. Well, no, I swallowed it now. So
Okay.
let me just wait. I'll take
Yeah,
another drink.
You're drinking it, yeah.
Let's
I
talk.
can wait.
Let's talk delays.
But not dismays.
Don't dismay.
Delays.
That's right. And there's one bit of good news actually
that?
for us in particular.
Oh, there is too, yeah.
Yeah. So Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Whatever that one's called.
Yes.
Afterworld. Afterbirth.
None of those, no. It's Ghostbusters Go Bananas.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it really? Is it Afterlife?
It's Afterlife,
Okay,
yeah.
because Answer the Call was the last one that they sort of changed it to.
Yeah.
It's been moved, Mason.
It's Ghostbusters After Wife, Divorced Dad Edition.
It does seem like that, doesn't it? Paul
bit.
Rudd, divorced dad?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's moved from November 12th back 1 week to November 19th. What are you
Okay.
going to do? How are you going to spend that week?
Watching Ghostbusters 2016.
No, you can't. No, you can, because that one's already out.
That's correct.
Did you
yes.
see it screened at CinemaCon? Maybe we talked about it last week, and people loved it.
Oh,
They were
okay.
like, this is everything I wanted from Ghostbuster.
Okay.
You know? A divorced dad, which is everybody who liked the first Ghostbusters when it came out. Children then, divorced dad now.
I understand.
That's the
Sure,
rule.
yeah.
Also, we've got news on Top Gun Loser.
What is this CinemaCon? And why are they getting all this hot stuff?
Well,
and
basically,
we
the
can't-
Hollywood insiders go, and it's for industry bigwigs. And maybe you're a journo.
Okay.
Maybe you work for Event Cinema
Okay.
in Australia, and you get to go and see what's going on.
Maybe you work for Greater Union Cinemas that have
that
been
exist?
out of business for 10 years. And
Wasn't
you're
their
like,
mascot a bear?
I don't think so.
I think it was a bear, Mason.
You're thinking of the Soviet Union. You're thinking of the United Soviet Socialist
I think
Republics.
about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Theirs was a bear?
I don't know.
I thought it was a hammer and a sickle.
And yeah, but who's holding the hammer and the sickle? Stalin.
A man?
But he's fighting a bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so the bear's against Stalin?
No, but they're going to become friends.
Oh.
That's the origin of our concept of they fight for a bit and then they're mates.
Sounds like a Rocky movie. Stalin fights a bear.
Yeah. That was the basis for the USSR.
Oh, okay. fair
Rocky
enough.
4.
Yeah, Rocky 4. So
This
top,
is a history podcast now.
it is. Not a good one.
No, bad.
So Top Gun Loser,
Yes.
because he hasn't moved on from where he was
Correct, yes.
40 years ago.
Maybe he's happy.
Doesn't matter. You have to keep
Do
moving.
you think that he's had in between Top Gun and modern Top Gun?
Do you think he got promoted and then demoted? Or
do you-
demoted himself?
Or do you think he got married and had kids? Do you think that's an aspect of this movie? Because we don't really know. It's just all the trailers have just been him like launching himself off a deck of an aircraft carrier.
That is true. I don't know. Well, I know because Miles Teller plays Goose's son,
Yeah, right.
Little Goose.
Sure.
Not Gosling.
No,
Little
Goose.
So
It's a point of contention. That's why the characters don't get along.
So did you see also
Goose Jr.,
there was
the
also
smallest goose,
there was a story this week that Miles Teller
won't get vaccinated or something?
well that apparently I've just got an article here that says he hits back.
Oh.
So it was rumored that he contracted the virus leading to the shutdown of his new TV series The Offer, which is about maybe The Godfather or something. I don't know.
It's about some people who are really into watching the movie The Godfather?
Yeah, but apparently, according to Kate Arthur, says, I was told that The Offer isn't shut down. As for the rest, no idea. So apparently, yeah, they were like, he brought the virus to set and he was refusing to get vaccinated, but she doesn't know whether any of that is true.
Okay.
And the actor,
But let's make wild assumptions based on his general attitude and our opinion of him.
yeah, you might be right.
He probably done it.
Yeah, he did it.
He did it.
I knew it. Too.
Yeah,
I knew it all along.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe people were jumping to conclusions, but The Offer is still on the table, as it were. Thank you. So Top Gun Loser has been moved from
We did it, everyone. We did it.
401 episodes.
That's right. 398 for you. Still.
No, 99, because I only missed 2. Because I got paid for that one. That counts.
All right.
So it's been moved from November 19th to
Imagine if one day I chucked a sickie.
That'd be great.
Would it?
For me, yeah.
Yeah? Who would you get?
I don't know, anyone. Doesn't matter.
Right, terrific.
I do it by myself. I just need to get one up on you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter to me what you do.
That's true, yeah.
It's going from November 19th to May 27th of 2022.
I chuck a sickie and then you just see me walking past your house with an ice cream. And I'm like, oh, and I'm surprised. You're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh. You know, like when you worked at people worked at a video store or whatever,
Yeah.
they would call in sick and then their boss would see them in the mall or whatever.
Yeah.
Just that, except I'm a grown adult. And I'm not aware that you can see me outside your house.
Even though we don't live anywhere near each
Yeah.
other. I love it. So yeah, pushed back from November to May of 2022.
What are we talking about? I've forgotten.
Top Gun Loser.
There we go.
But that means that Mission Impossible 7 has now moved from May, its May date, to September of next year.
So far away.
Everything's going to shuffle because it seems like vaccination rates have apparently stalled in the US and it is causing like an
I see.
uptick in COVID. Apparently not for Shang Chi though, which we will talk about
Oh,
in
my
terms
goodness.
of numbers, but those are delayed. But here's the good news, Mason.
So, folks, if you were like, I really hope they talk about Shang-Chi in some manner,
We will.
we will talk box office.
Spider-Man No Way Home though, so only affects Australia. It has been moved up. So I went from the 26th of December, Boxing Day. People say, I got a few messages. What does Boxing Day mean? Doesn't matter. I don't know.
Day off.
Day off.
Used to mean people got a day off and you go shopping.
But it might, I don't know what it meant. What is it actually?
It's I believe Boxing Day. And
I don't care. Why am I asking?
It's some sort of like reverse Christmas.
Regifting.
Yeah, but it's like I think the original idea was like it was Christmas for the servants. So like the owner of the manor would be like, "Oh, I'm the servant, and here's some presents for you," or something. Like
One day a year.
One day a year. Yeah,
I'm going to bring you a present, which is a thing that I don't want.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what we do here, Australia.
That's right.
We give
gifts to all our servants.
Servants get presents. But Spider-Man has been moved from the 26th to the 16th, like everywhere else in the world. And I'd like to think
we did it.
though it's yes. That's not what happened, but I complained so much that I like to think that I made an impact on that.
You like to think
I
that
didn't.
It reverberated through the entire world.
It's definitely piracy that made them make this decision.
Oh, yeah.
But I like to think that this was me, and you're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. I was happy to do it.
You would never pirate anything.
No, not after
Okay, I've just Googled it.
the incident.
And people also ask on Google, what is the point of Boxing Day? And I'm going to click here. I'm going to assume it's JB Hi-Fi TV sales.
Or
but I'm going to
DVDs.
click anyway.
Get a DVD set.
The name comes from a time when the rich used to box up gifts to give to the poor. Traditionally a day off for servants, and they received a special Christmas box from their masters.
1 day off a year.
1 day off a year. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's from CBBC News Round.
Correct. It's one of my favourite.
Stuff, right? We learn something every day.
Yeah, they've got an excellent mobile browser that they've set up. So, 3 trailers this week. We got Moonfall, which is Roland Emmerich's new film, new disaster movie.
Terrific.
He's steered away from that as of late, you know?
Why? What's he done in between? So he did Independence Day, he did 2012. What's he done in
did
between?
Days After Tomorrow. The days... Isn't this Earth cooling down? Whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
He did Independence Day again.
Yes, that's true.
Let me just check. He also did like I think he did a 3 Musketeers movie or something.
Okay.
You think that's cool?
Yeah.
Let me find out. Here we
It's
go.
just called Musks.
Musky men.
Sure.
Musky French man. Actually, the last movie he did was Independence Day. I'm just finding his director credits.
Got anything on what he thinks about Boxing Day?
Not in front of me.
Okay.
I'll have to. It's actually on an old hard drive. Just give me a minute. So no, he did. So he's actually working on Stargate as well at the moment. Another Stargate, I guess. He did Midway. Did you see the movie Midway?
About the video game company.
Yeah, that's right.
Great.
He did The Day After Tomorrow Deleted Scenes, a video short from 2018. He did Independence Day. Before that, he did Stonewall. He did White House Down. He did Anonymous, which was about what if Shakespeare, but he didn't.
Oh, I remember that.
Or whatever.
Sure. Yeah,
I didn't see it. Then he did 2012, and he did 20, and then he did 10,000 BC. Just 2 years, 2 movies named after years.
Okay.
And before that, it was Day After Tomorrow.
They were like, Emmerich, you can do 2012, but you wouldn't dare to do history further back than that. Emmerich.
Yeah, but you...
He's like, I'll go the furthest anyone's ever gone back.
Yeah, but we dare you to do the 10,000 BC one first, which is what he did. And he's like, I will. I'll do that one first.
We know what's
seen
up.
that
This is a
one.
history podcast.
I've seen that one, actually. Anyway, I'm notoriously, I'm not a fan of disaster movies.
That's true.
And I'm certainly not a fan of his disaster
You're famous
movies.
for it.
Yeah.
You're famous for 2 things. Pushing forward the date of Spider-Man No Way Home.
known for it.
And you're known for this thing that you've said that I've already forgotten. What was it? Disaster movies. There you go.
But I feel like there's a bit of nostalgia in this one. You know what I mean? I'm
I
like,
don't feel it at all.
let's
I
get
saw the
into
trailer.
it. Let's do the dumbest thing in the world.
Okay, the moon's coming at us.
The moon's going to hit us. Will Halle Berry stop it?
Will Patrick Wilson stop it?
Will they stop it together?
Maybe.
What
Will they share a kiss under a moon that's going to crush them?
What if they're on the Earth?
What if the moon's coming down to crush him and Patrick Wilson's like, we should kiss. And she's like, nah. And he's like, oh, and then the moon just splatters.
Awkward.
Yeah. We're work friends. I don't think that would be appropriate. Splat. Splat.
I want a scene where the moon's on the Earth and it's rolling around the Earth and people are trying to outrun the Earth.
Yeah.
It's like, just go to the side.
Just go to the side of the
back
moon.
to the side.
Yeah.
Anyway, the moon's going to hit Earth because of a comet or something, probably hit it. Or natural disasters.
Maybe.
I don't know. There's
A
also...
little light on detail, this trailer.
That's right.
Yeah, but he's relying on us just drinking in the spectacle of the moon coming at us. Like, we haven't already seen that in like 3 or 4 Transformers movies.
Every movie the moon comes to Earth or something.
And that Smashing Pumpkins video.
That's right.
The moon's got a bullet in it.
The moon has a bullet in it. there's time codes if you want to jump over this moon talk. There is every week. No Time to Die got a final trailer.
We demand 10 minutes of Moon Talk every
That's
episode.
right.
So, guys, you know the drill already. Like and subscribe and skip over the Moon Talk if you can't handle it.
Did you? I didn't watch the new No Time to Die trailer because I don't want to know.
I did, but it didn't show a lot
Did
more
I watch it?
than.
I honestly can't
There's just a
remember.
lot more of spinning Aston Martin machine guns.
Sick.
I don't recall anything else jumping out at me as being particularly fresh and new. Or
This is the last one.
Mhm, sure is.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then we got the trailer for Red.
There's no way he would go back for another one after
I don't.
this.
I think the only reason he wanted to do this one because the last one where he wrapped it up wasn't good. So
Yeah.
he's like, I want to end on a high, just like every James Bond.
Yeah.
Do they all end on a high?
I think some end on an all-time high.
Die Another Day.
Octopussy.
Is it?
That's the song. The song was called All-Time High.
Was it?
Yeah.
I wish I understood that joke. I really would have
Trust
appreciated.
me, even if you did, you wouldn't have liked it. No one did. I'm telling you in advance. No one liked it. It wasn't even a joke. It's just a thing.
Just a
Just a thing that I said,
Isn't
yeah.
that a joke? Just a thing that somebody says?
I like to think so, and I've thought that for 8 years now. But, I mean, would he also have felt that the storyline was not wrapped up?
It was though. We're gonna. That's that's the next caravan of garbage. We will talk about it.
I feel like kind of we've sort of reached a point in this sort of pop culture universe where nothing ever seems wrapped up unless everybody involved is dead and retired and has definitively said, like all the characters are like, well, the bad guy's, he's dead in the ground and we know he's not coming back. And we see a scene from the future where they're like, boy, I sure have enjoyed being retired for 20 years kind of thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, just the fact that Blofeld was in prison at the end of the last one, that's not enough for us
No, it's
anymore.
definitely not.
We're like, but he could still escape, couldn't he?
It's funny you should say that because I read an article this week and I was just trying to find it where there was some movie
I
reporter.
thought you were paying
man.
full attention to me.
I would never. And
That's why you didn't get my all-time high joke.
that was due to my lack of James Bond knowledge, mate.
Sure, okay.
But he's been watching a whole lot of old movies through lockdown. And he said even though they're very long, they don't seem as long as movies today. And so he spoke to a number of I wish I knew who wrote this. He spoke to a number of screenwriters behind the scenes who said, we'll talk about this anonymously. But the reason is because so much of a movie, particularly the back end, is targeted at setting up the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So movies don't end where they're supposed to.
Yeah.
It's like this thing happens and then we got to get like 20, 30 minutes of like, here's the next thing happening.
Yeah, right.
And I guess
right.
even if it's not at the end, it's during the movie anyway.
and we sort of tune it out.
Yeah.
Or do we tune it out? Or do we tune out the rest of the movie?
Don't know.
I guess it would depend on the movie, but
I feel like often, you'll come out of like a big comic book movie and everyone's only talking about the end scene. They're
true,
like,
yeah.
did you see that thing that's going to happen? Moon's going to hit the earth or whatever.
yeah.
Anyway, Red Notice. Was it called Red Notice?
It's called Red Notice.
This is another classic Netflix movie where they pay the stars a lot of money and then nothing else to anybody else.
You think so?
It looks better than most, I guess.
I mean, but does it look better than most? Or does it simply look like...
Glossy.
It looks glossy and there's 3 people we recognize in it.
It
I
might
think
just
that
be
might
that.
just be it. Like, I think... Also, I don't know, like, I feel like it's...
This could just be a Fast and Furious spin-off, right?
Yeah, it could.
I mean, they're all in Fast and
They
Furious.
sure are, yeah. Is it the fact that... I don't know, I would be... Like, I haven't seen a heist movie on Netflix, I don't think. Like
Why
a
not?
fun heist. I refuse.
What about that one, Michael Bay's whatever?
Oh, Six Underground.
Wasn't that a heist?
Sort of.
Who knows?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know,
There's Money Heist, but that's a TV show.
Yeah, I quite like a heist movie, but would I be drawn to one on Netflix?
What about this one?
My first thought is like, because I'm a huge fan of
that zombie one was a heist movie.
Ugh. The first Ocean's 11 is sort of the high water mark, and I think if I were to look at a trailer for a heist movie in the style of Ocean's 11, I'd be like, it's probably going to be pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll commit to 90 minutes or 2 hours of this. I think maybe I'll just watch 5 minutes and see if it grabs me.
Yes.
So maybe the trailer of this would not excite me if it didn't have 3 big time celebrities.
Pretty big
in it.
time, cool
yeah.
cool people. There is actually a movie that you're going to love.
It's nice to see Gal Gadot in a role that isn't just stoic.
Yeah,
Like
having
she
a bit of fun.
seems to be more fun in this
Bit of bounce.
in this character.
So there's
I don't
actually
know.
a movie that it's a show. It's called Heist,
Okay.
and it came out this year.
Okay.
I think it's a documentary. Forget what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is any of this? What are you...
It's about missing
Are
luxury
you looking
bourbon.
Are you looking at the dictionary.com definition of the word heist?
Yes.
Is that what you've stumbled upon?
When's the last good heist movie for you, though? Was it Money Heist, the TV series?
I don't think so because I've
Was
not
it
seen
the Tower Heist?
I don't know. I don't think that was good.
Okay.
Let's Google Tower. Let's Google heist movies real quick.
Best heist movies.
Okay.
Of the modern era. Wrath of Man was a heist movie.
I'm going to Google any heist movies.
Cherry was a heist movie. Did you watch that?
Was that the Tom Holland movie?
Yeah.
I didn't see that, no.
Did you watch Honest Thief with Liam Neeson?
I didn't. Armed Heist, the mobile game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. What is the best heist?
Hell or High Water is sort of a heist movie, I guess.
Okay, sure.
That's a good movie.
Logan Lucky.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
pretty
that's
good.
a great one.
Yeah.
Baby Driver.
Pretty good, yeah.
That's enough, isn't it?
Is
Sort of enough.
I mean, though, Baby Driver and Logan Lucky were both like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, sometimes less. Sometimes more.
Sometimes less, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, Esquire.com's the 27 greatest heist movies ever made.
Yeah, I'm on here as well.
It's from August of this year.
Logan Lucky was 2017. Baby Driver.
Ocean's 8 wasn't very good. Had a lot of potential.
It was fine.
not good.
I thought it was all right.
I think that was another one where it's just, look at all these charismatic stars. Let's put them in this and hope it works.
Is Widows good from 2018?
I did not see Widows.
It's on the list.
Oh, who's in Widows?
Viola Davis.
Ah.
Yeah. And it's Steve McQueen. I like his work. Inside Man. That's 2006 though.
Yeah. Yes.
You like Dog Day Afternoon, don't you? Pacino. It's like full pitch Pacino.
In like the mid-70s.
He's
When did that
just
come out? Early 80s?
75. That's the kind of movie that came out and it was like the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah.
Like a movie like that would never be the biggest movie now.
James, I'd rather see the movie that mentions Dog Day Afternoon, which is, of course, Swordfish. Sorry, John Travolta and Hugh Jackman. And the aforementioned Halle Berry.
It's true.
What a dream cast.
All right, that's enough heist. Maybe we should do a heist episode.
We should do a heist episode.
But not this week.
But what's come out recently that's good? Maybe as a genre, it's kind of faded.
I think there have been movies. I mean,
Yeah.
Wrath of Man is a heist movie. It's just very boring.
You know what? It may be a case of, because with a heist movie you need twists and turns and you need, you thought they hadn't got away with the money, but they had gotten away with the money. There's a fine line between, that's a clever twist, and there's no way we could have seen that coming because you did it off screen, 2 weeks ago, or whatever it is. And I think maybe nobody wants to invest the money in the writing of that. They just want a very straightforward thing.
And that's why Logan Lucky is excellent.
Yeah.
It's an excellent movie. Anyway, Deadline are reporting that The Rocketeer will return in The Return of the Rocketeer.
Terrific.
It's produced by David Oyelowo and Jessica Oyelowo. They're a couple, delightful. And
It's not a coincidence.
No, I don't think
That's
so.
what's on their business cards. It's not a coincidence.
This is not perchance. Well, it's thought to star David
This
Oyelowo.
isn't a Johnson & Johnson situation, although that might also be. They're probably related, Johnson
Probably.
& Johnson, yeah.
It's thought to star David Oyelowo as a retired Tuskegee airman who takes up the mantle of the Rocketeer.
Oh.
Now, the first was made 30 years ago in 1991. It was also directed by Joe Johnston, who directed the first Captain America.
Right,
And if you've seen those movies, they bear a lot of similarities.
That is true, yeah.
Also, the Rocketeer.
Leather jackets.
That's it, though.
Brown in colour.
That's all there is. They both have a big red skull in it, a big red skulled man.
That's true, yeah.
It's also quite good.
Yeah, I like the Rocketeer a
Yeah.
lot.
And didn't
I
I
have a
say,
list-
didn't I
yes.
say like a couple weeks ago that like they're going to do some of the Rocketeer? I'm like, they must bring that back.
Yeah, I
at
think
some
you
point.
might have, yeah.
I mean, that's another thing I'm just bringing back
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Do it again. Thanks to me, everybody.
There's the like one sheet Rocketeer poster from back in the day. It's like this Art Deco looking thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I agree.
I have a little to-do list, and I'm like, I'm going to get a copy of that poster.
What are you going to do with it?
Put it up in my car.
Could you get
Back window. Put it in my back window so I
Great.
can't see out of it when
Could
I
you get it on the
reverse.
bonnet? Could you get that airbrushed under your bonnet?
Oh my God, I absolutely could, yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. My question is though, do you think this is a sequel or do you think this is a reboot?
Well, great question.
I'm happy to do it.
Okay, so when was the first? Because the Tuskegee Airmen from World War II.
Yes.
When is the original Rocketeer set? I can't remember.
Like just prior to World War II.
Okay, well maybe it's a case of no, you know what? I reckon it'll be a sequel.
Yeah, well, and if it says former, but then do you do it in real time where it's 30 years after?
Yeah,
and you
right.
bring back the original Cliff
Cliff Secord.
Cliff
is his
Secord.
name. Yes.
But even because he's alive, that actor.
Yep.
But you could also bring him back and de-age him. It wouldn't. You could literally do it at any point in time, or
true.
just not have him in it. But I think if it's a sequel, you got to put him in it.
That being said, though, like the reason I said it'll probably be a sequel. My initial thought was like, well, people will get mad if they just say it's an unconnected reboot. But is the fan base for The Rocketeer that kind of fan base? Like Ghostbusters, if you don't connect the two, people get mad. But with this, are people...
Every fan base is the worst.
Yeah.
Don't you know that?
You know what might happen is we might have a sudden... because, James, you know how we're experts in everything. And we know all these things, to the core of our being. We never have to just quietly Google something on our phones and pretend we know what we're talking about.
You're looking for the word pioneer.
That's true. We are pioneers. But do you think that is this the kind of movie franchise that will suddenly have a bunch of internet experts who are just like, well, I've always loved this and actually my favorite movie of all time, and how dare they?
Yeah.
How dare they make such
Definitely.
changes? Yeah.
This is actually my best movie that I like.
This is my best movie
Did you make it? No, it's my best one that I like. It's the best movie that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Yeah, I think someone will come back.
If this is a sequel, or if this is an unconnected reboot, this will be a slap in the face to the millions of fans who this is the best movie of theirs that they like.
There already will be comments about you're race swapping, blah, blah, blah. It's because the idea behind the Tuskegee Airmen is they were an African-American military pilots in World War II.
Is that just off the top of your head?
No, I know that. Everybody knows that. There was the movie Red Tails. George Lucas did it.
And there was the movie Red Dog about the dog that's red.
Unrelated. So,
but that's also unrelated to Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
That's unrelated to Red Dog.
But don't you think that's also interesting that it's a superhero and it's a black man who was part of this, this Air Force, which was largely ignored for a long time. And, and he takes up the mantle of the Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is cool.
And he's just flying over Woodstock, just torching hippies. Because it's post-World War II.
Yeah, right. Significantly post-World War II, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I think it's...
I mean, and also, people still... Timothy Dalton's still around.
He exploded.
Yeah, it's a
They
good
put
point,
chewing gum on the thing and then he...
Oh, he really did totally explode, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he was good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just post-Bond.
Yeah.
Because he posted Bond. Mason, if you understood the jokes, you'd think that was a good joke.
Here's the thing, I don't understand jokes. That's the problem. Jennifer Connelly's still around,
yes,
though.
she's still around.
But I mean, you could definitely put Timothy Dalton in Flashback for some reason.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the guy? Alan Arkin?
Alan Arkin, yeah.
It's a good cast, man.
It is a good cast.
And I love the costume. I think it's really cool. Anyways, Mason.
Do you think, though, James, will they do the iconic Rocketeer backpack, the rocket pack, or they do it more like the comic book, i.e. the stupider version?
It's a bigger.
It's like what it looks like a real stubby single rocket. Imagine a rocket to the moon.
So it's just a rocket.
Well, it looks, instead of being the dual jet engines, it's just like this one thing. It looks bad, in my opinion.
I'm just looking up the comic. I'm not looking up because
it's a good thing they redesigned it, is what I'm saying.
I'm a pioneer and I knew this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, I agree with me.
Do you think they'll go old school like that design?
This reminds me.
Yes.
No, they'll do the better one.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring back my famous segment. I just remembered. Do you remember
the thing about
the Rocketeer?
Yeah, sort of.
It's real. Okay, so when I was a kid,
explain to the listeners.
There was a show on Agro's Cartoon Connection which was about a sexually aggressive puppet.
So a show within a show.
Yeah.
There's Agro's Cartoon Connection.
And he would sit with a woman and he would just make lecherous jokes at her that mostly went above kids' heads, but not really because he wasn't a subtle puppet, was he?
I mean, he isn't a subtle puppet. He's still around, Agro.
Yeah, he's always, I think he's recently talking about cancel culture.
He's shilling for an insurance company.
Terrific. I'm glad he's still doing it.
Or car sales? Something like that.
Anyway, he so they put
He's
on
one of our cultural icons. He's on our coat of arms.
They put on a show.
It's an EMU and Agro from Agro's Cartoon Connection.
It was literally still frames of the Rocketeer with just a radio play or something over the top of it. And it doesn't exist. Maybe it does now because I brought it up maybe 8 years ago.
Did you mention it on this podcast?
I'm 100% sure I've mentioned on this show.
So you're saying perhaps now that we have some more listeners, maybe the connections are wider. This is 6 degrees.
Somebody remembers this.
This is our new segment, 6 Degrees of Aggro's Cartoon Connection, where we're trying to find out this thing that you definitely made up.
No, it's real.
Do you think it's possible that it could have been some sort of in-house thing?
Yes.
Where they just got like pages of a comic book or something like that and just talked over the top of it.
There was no effort in this thing.
Could it have been an ad?
No, it was a show. I remember being like, this is too long. This is not a cartoon. Why are they doing
hate
this?
this.
And it was because the movie was coming out or had come out. But pointless. Oh my God, Mason. What's your favorite modern action franchise?
Fast and Furious, James.
What's your second
kidding.
favorite? Okay, good. What's your real favorite though?
Correct.
It's the Expendables. And the Expendables are coming back.
More like the bloody Expandables, am I right?
I mean, yeah, from human growth hormone. They all get wider.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wider
That's
than
what
ever.
I'm talking about.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Good God, these men, they're so wide. Can't fit them all on a poster. You have to do it long ways.
Do a landscape poster. Break with tradition. But they're still one-shot character posters. They've just landscaped them.
So Lionsgate are bringing it back. It's going to be from director Scott Waugh, who you might know from movies such as Act of Valor and Need for Speed.
I don't.
Yeah. Did you see Need for Speed?
I started
You
on
watched the first 5 minutes like I did, yes.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
There we go.
That's correct.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Let's not waste the time we wasted on Need for Speed by explaining how we saw Need for Speed for 5
Totally
minutes.
agree.
Yeah.
It's going to bring back Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture.
Randy Newman.
That's right, Randy Newman and Sylvester Stallone as Lee Christmas.
On the Expendables, having a great time. Ding, 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 ding. There goes Arnie. He's cutting a man's head off.
No, this is one of the bloodless ones. Blam, 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 blam. Oh no, the third movie leaked on Pirate Bay. But nobody downloaded it.
Nobody's liking this bit. Nobody's liking it. I'm loving it, to be honest. I would love the idea of Randy Newman.
Sometimes
like there's just a blackened landscape of just all these Expendables, just bloodlessly machine gunning some miscellaneous, foreign army bad guys, and just Randy Newman's just in the middle with a piano, just explaining what's happening.
Oh no, Stallone's got his goatee in this one. I don't think he had it in the last one.
I don't remember.
Blah, blah, blah. No, that's him.
Oh, that's
Anyway, they returned as Lee Christmas, Gunnar Jensen, Toll Road, and Barney Ross.
Great.
Who's who? Doesn't matter.
I think Barney is
Sylvester Stallone, right?
I think it's
One's called Toll Road.
Go, yeah. What's called Stop Sign.
So apparently, what's his name? Dude from
Lee Christmas.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's not in it. The giant guy.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews is not in it,
Huh.
it seems. It also brings into the franchise Curtis, 50 Cent Jackson, Megan Fox, and Tony Jaa. So there you go. Are you looking forward to Expendables 4?
Here comes Tony Jaa.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-bo.
Running in slow motion.
You should see the Ong Bak movies if you haven't.
They're set in different time periods, but always with Tony Jaa. Are his characters related? We don't know.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da.
I mean, maybe we do. I haven't seen the sequels.
It's a great bit.
Randy Newman should get out and see those Ong Bak sequels.
Hey, great.
He's indoors, probably.
He's doing a lot of good work.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear the news about DC Fandome?
No.
It's scheduled for November or something.
Okay.
I meant to put the date in. Don't worry about it. It's coming up.
We'll
Apparently,
see you in November Dome, it says on the poster.
That's what it says. Mm-hmm. It's going to reveal things from the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game, along with Gotham Knights. Mm-hmm. Also, footage for, this is speculation, and there was a trailer also, but for the Batman, DC League of Super Pets, Black Adam, The Flash, Shazam, and Aquaman sequels, right?
Okay, great.
Actually, they just finished Shazam.
I feel like you're leading up to something big here.
No.
Okay, great.
Okay, yeah. Plus animated movies such as Catwoman Hunted and Injustice, plus TV shows like Batwoman, The Flash, Superman and Lois, Sweet Tooth, Peacemaker, and Harley Quinn.
Oh.
Last year's DC Fandome was off the dome,
It was
quite
off the
literally.
dome.
It was very good. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
It's becoming a staple of the DC universe. It's its own franchise, isn't it, within the universe?
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's in a weird empty void.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, okay. Sure, yeah.
Just spinning graphics and
yeah.
maybe they're in an arena.
I reckon those presenters are still in that void.
Do you think so?
They've been screaming for a year.
Can't find the door because there isn't a door.
There isn't a door. They're in a void. They signed the contract and they're like, all right, yeah, pretty good deal, good money.
They're like, what about if I just walked off the edge? I can't.
Can't do it.
There's no end to this.
Endless void.
What do you think? Pretty good, right? Well, out of all of that, what's the thing that you're most keen on?
Ooh, maybe Peacemaker.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to seeing what they're doing with that Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game, but...
That was my second choice.
The Batman.
Forgot about the Batman.
I know it's Batman. We've seen a million Batmans, but Batman.
I recently just rewatched the Batman trailer.
God damn.
Like he's punching that guy so good.
Is he allowed to do that? Technically, no.
That's right.
He's not allowed to.
That's right.
He's a vigilante.
Yeah.
Last bit of news.
They're asking that at the box office now when you go to buy tickets in advance. They're like, should Batman be doing that? No, you passed the test.
Yeah, I love it. No, you've seen enough Batman.
Yeah.
You can tell by the Joker outfits also that people wear. This is via the Wall Street Journal. This is concerning the last bit of news, and that is the Scarlett Johansson versus Disney case.
Oh, yeah.
You know all about this. We've talked about it previous weeks. If you don't know, she's suing Disney because of the Black Widow went to streaming and she's supposed to get a cut of the profits, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Anyway, since the lawsuit, brothers Joe Russo and Anthony Russo.
The Russo brothers.
Directors of Marvel.
Like Johnson & Johnson.
Exactly.
The business card says it's not a coincidence.
Not a coincidence. We're related. We're bros. The directors of Marvel's Avengers Endgame and other things was the highest grossing movie of all time. They have hit an impasse in negotiations to direct another Marvel movie. The Johansson dispute left them unsure how their next movie would be distributed and how they would be paid, according to people familiar with the matter. So, yeah, in not doing this, it seems like I think, look, they will get them back. If they want them back, they will cut a deal with these dudes, two dudes.
Do they have anything, have we spoken about anything they have definitively on the boil?
They did Cherry.
With Tom Holland.
Which I haven't seen, but there is a camera in his butthole at one point, apparently.
Yeah.
You familiar with that?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Little Tom Holland, he's got a camera in his butthole.
They're doing The Grey Man, which is a Netflix action film, which also has in it Ryan Gosling's in it, and Chris Evans, and Ana de Armas, and Jessica Henwick.
Whoa,
there's good names in this, and Billy Bob Thornton as Donald Fitzroy.
Terrific, great.
You know Donald Fitzroy?
No, but I'm loving it.
Me too. Anyway, there you go. So,
do you think he's named after the suburb?
Oh, the football team. Well, they're now not the Fitzroy Lions. They're the Brisbane Lions. They had a merger.
You'd have to explain it every time.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm named after the football team. But they're not. They don't. They
actually became the Brisbane Lions in the early 90s. Anyway, Mason.
Yes.
Shang Chi is set to break records, right?
Oh.
On the Labor Day weekend, it's going to hit somewhere in between, this is according to Deadline, a 75 to 80 million opening. That's in the US alone. That beats out Black Widow. That beats out F9. It smashes the previous Labor Day record, which was Halloween in 2019.
Whoa.
It also has a 98% audience score. People are loving this movie and people are going to this movie. And
not us, though.
No, my question is, what do you think the story was?
Oh, don't know.
Fighting tournament?
Yeah. Crime lord? The
Lord.
Mandarin? Those magic rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more bracelets. They're more bangles, aren't they?
Bangles, aren't they? Yeah.
So either we'll see the cinemas and come back and talk about it, or we'll wait till 45 days till it comes to streaming. But we'll come back at some point to officially talk about this.
That's right.
All right, here we go. We got to do this.
I'm back.
Gotta finish the characters.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't leave. He dropped something on the floor and he had to go
That's
get
true.
it.
Yes.
He was scurrying around the floor.
Yeah. Don't think that I went away and I had some rich inner life.
Yeah.
And then I came back to this podcast. I dropped something on the floor and I've picked it up.
Do you want to hear about the funniest scurry that I've ever seen?
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, so a friend of mine,
Yes.
when he was a single man.
Name and shame.
No.
Okay.
He was at a
Tell me
restaurant.
after.
I will, definitely.
Okay, right.
He was at a restaurant.
Is it Barry?
No.
Okay.
He was at a restaurant and he was hitting on a waitress, which personally I'm against.
Was he eating by himself at the
No,
restaurant?
it was a bar, I should say. It was a bar. And it was seemingly...
Was he by himself at the bar?
No, I was there. There was a
Okay.
group of us there and it seemed to be going well.
So he wasn't by himself and you were spying on him?
No. Then they had a good rapport.
Okay.
He got a bit nervous though, so he decided to keep drinking a lot.
Okay, yeah, great.
And then he decided to go up and try and get this waitress's number towards the end of the night when he was not very sober.
Okay.
And she was very sober because she was working at work.
Yeah.
And as he was talking to her, kind of stumbling over the words, I'm like watching from a distance. He put his head down to like look at the scrap of paper he was planning to write her name on or number. Yeah. And as he looked down, his glasses fell off.
Oh.
And then...
That's narrowed it down to the
and then he was on the ground.
Yeah.
Looking around for his glasses. And as he was doing that, another waitress came up and took the waitress by the shoulders and like walked her away.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, watching it, I'm like, that's rough. That whole thing was very difficult to watch, but we'll make great podcast content.
I think if you ever do a retelling of that story, I think you should say that the other waitress came up and dacked your friend.
I should do that, shouldn't I?
Did he, while he was looking for his glasses, did he say, I can't see without my glasses?
That's what he said, yeah. I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Okay.
I'm going to show you an image, though, then you'll know.
Okay, right, nice. Oh, yeah. I would have got to him eventually.
Oh, you definitely would have. Anyway, last week we were talking about...
Anyway, he's happily married to that waitress now. So that's good.
Right, yeah.
And they run Coyote Ugly together.
So, last week we talked about, as mentioned...
That's the funniest early 2000s bar, right?
It definitely is.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's probably the funniest bar.
Yeah.
No reboot yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, how about this, James?
Yeah.
Cheers, but it's run like Coyote Ugly.
So they're just drunk, alcoholic, middle-aged patrons.
Yeah, but they're all in leather pants and they're dancing on the bar. Frasier's dancing on the bar.
I thought that was all happening. Like all the staff were doing that, but everyone just wants a quiet drink.
Oh, great question.
And the staff trying to whip them up into a frenzy.
But they're all just sad drunks.
And like
that works better, actually. Yeah. Like Norm's there and he's just like depressed about he's come off his whatever his job is, whatever his businessman job is, they're just pounding beers and Coyote Ugly girls are like, woo!
Anyways,
yes.
I feel like there's been too many tangents in this one.
I feel it's the tangents that keep me alive, James.
No, you might be right. Mm-hmm. That's true. We need them in between.
Also, we're not reviewing a movie, so what else?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Now, Mason, sometimes I feel like I want to use ExpressVPN to unlock movies and shows that are only available in other countries. Do you feel similarly?
I feel similarly, and I think we should do it.
I agree. Also, you can access apps that might not be available in your country. For example, there's this amazing app in Australia called SBS On Demand. It is free, but it's only available in Australia. And there is a plethora of movies and TV shows that you would normally have to pay for that you wouldn't through ExpressVPN.
Just get them free. Just get them
for free, mate.
Just get them there.
Here's how it works. ExpressVPN lets you change your online location so you can control where you want sites to think you're located. Open the app, select a location, tap one button to connect, and refresh the page to access thousands of new shows/movies. Choose from almost 100 different countries. Watch Studio Ghibli films, Anime Mason, for example, on Netflix UK. Watch anime on Japanese Netflix. Watch Doctor Who on UK Netflix. There are so many more examples that you can check out, and it also works, as mentioned, with other streaming services. Any streaming service, Hulu, BBC iPlayer, YouTube, often they're region locked. Have you ever noticed that? You go to a video and you're like, why is this region locked? Don't know.
Not anymore, baby.
It's not anymore. Also, you can stream in HD. No problem. There's no buffering or lag. It's also compatible with all of your devices. So it's not just phones or laptops. It's media consoles, smart TVs, and more. And not only does it let you change your location, it also encrypts your data and lets you surf the web safely and anonymously. You could be up to all sorts of shenanigans.
I'm just surfing the web, man.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just hanging 10 on Safari.
Hang loose. Have a good time. That's right. You can actually go to expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet to get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. That's expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet. If you're not using a VPN or you don't have one, you should probably get one.
Use a VPN and get one.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
So, characters. We did a bunch last week. We're up to this week. What's their best movie? We're up to Green Lantern.
Okay. Yeah. And what are your endless rules? What are we including here? We're only including live action movies.
Well, there's one in Justice League as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. And are we including live action TV shows?
Sure.
Because we included Superman and Lois.
We could include Diggle if we remember.
Has he had a Green Lantern ring yet in that show?
I think he gets one at the end.
Great.
But I can't promise you that.
No.
Yeah.
And we could go on YouTube and look up Diggle Green Lantern, but
That's
it's probably
true.
a bunch of like fan made trailers and stuff.
So that's exciting.
What an absolute
Look, Green Lantern isn't a good movie,
agreed.
but it's Green Lantern, isn't it?
No, I mean, yeah.
It does all the Green Lantern lore,
Yeah, sure, okay.
and he needs confidence, and he gets it.
I don't think he does need confidence. I think he needs willpower.
Whatever. Fuck, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I have seen it. It's 10 years old now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
considered a classic at this point in time.
And they are really no. I mean, also there's the Justice League.
That 90s
live
thing.
action pilot, which
He was
we
more-
have seen.
He was more turquoise lantern, though.
Yeah, he really was. Yeah.
God, this is slim pickings, isn't it?
It really
There's
is.
probably a really obvious one that we're not getting.
I bet there is.
And we're not doing animated stuff.
Yeah.
But it's probably animated something.
Yeah, there's probably like a Rebirth or a New 52 animated movie.
I've seen some pretty good, like, fan posters, like Jon Stewart fan posters with, like, Idris Elba.
So fan posters count.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you should have told me that last week. We're gonna have to redo all the ones from last week with bloody Boss Logic posters.
Sure. Well, let's just say that one in Justice League who dies and the lantern ring flies off him.
Okay, sure, yeah.
He's got a big hammer or something?
Yeah, great. Terrific.
Done. Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
What is it?
Well, look.
Which of the Michael Bay
For me, it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles 1, like
Yep.
the old school one.
Yep.
Like the men in rubber suits.
Yeah.
Or the second Michael Bay one. Produced, not directed.
Because it's like just a cartoon.
It's just the cartoon. But that being said, I didn't really like the cartoon.
So,
So
even as a kid.
I don't know if I did.
Really?
I liked the original.
Comic.
I liked the original comic, and I even liked
That's
the
very
Archie
good.
comics.
Yeah.
Like
And they're
kid
more-
friendly version,
yeah.
which is based on the animated series. But I never really liked the cartoon.
In hindsight, it's wildly inconsistent and not fun.
As a kid, I never liked any kind of show like that where either the good guys or the bad guys were wildly incompetent.
Yeah, okay.
I watched Inspector Gadget.
Oh, I hated that.
But
yeah.
I didn't like it because he was massively incompetent, and Penny and the
Yeah.
dog always solved all his cases. And I'm like, every time
he
I'm
often
like,
didn't know he was on a case.
yeah,
As
I
it
hated
was-
it.
yeah.
I guess
But you loved the
did kids must have liked it, right?
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love Inspector
Or
Gadget.
was it just a case of the people making those shows thought that that's what kids wanted and they liked it, and we all just suffered through it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because it was just stuff like it was just flashing lights in the TV that we could watch.
I mean, Inspector Gadget was definitely a thing that you'd watch if it was on, but you wouldn't
Yeah.
choose to watch Inspector
Folks,
Gadget.
if you're out there, if you're of our particular vintage,
Yeah.
let us know if you liked Inspector Gadget or if you hated it because he was
I like
incompetent.
the idea of him.
Of course he's a
Because-
cyborg killing machine.
Yeah, and he's got like a car that transforms
Yeah.
into a different car.
There was one episode
Yeah.
where I can't remember, but he ended up in like a cage underwater.
Yeah.
And he like cut his way out with his laser finger. And I'm like, this is the content I crave.
Yeah.
Like he's competent, he's getting out there.
Yeah.
But everything else sucked.
It was the Get Smart guy, wasn't it, as well? Voiced
Don
him.
Adams, yeah, it was, yeah.
Terrific stuff.
Who would it
Anyway,
be these days? Josh Gad.
probably. Well, it was Matthew Broderick.
Sure was.
And then it was French Stewart.
That's true.
In the sequel. Never seen those movies. Anyway, the best Ninja Turtles movie is easily the first one by a long way. And it's the comic. We've done a movie, movie commentary for it, bigsandwich.co, but it's all there.
Yeah, it's many of the scenes from the original Mirage comics, like the very early issues. Yeah.
It holds up astoundingly well, or it's just hit me at the exact right point in my life, both then and now.
And it's amazing that it exists. It's like a weird indie
It
movie.
wasn't supposed to work at all,
Yeah.
and it's all weird new technology, and everybody who worked on it fainted all the time.
Sure.
Because they're wearing...
because they were scared of the turtles.
Yeah, and the 90-pound turtle suits that they had to wear. But yeah. What about, here's a difficult one.
Can we include arcade games?
Sure.
So, I'm going to say the Ninja
Side-scrolling
Turtles arcade
beat 'em up.
side-scrolling beat 'em up.
I reckon the new one that comes out is going to be better
When is that? Is that soon?
soon. I think it's this year.
How did you feel about the NES game? That's right, we are doing tangents,
original.
James. We might split this into 3 episodes.
The original one. Well, look,
Yeah.
everything I know really about that game was the angry video game nerd.
Oh, sure,
video.
yeah.
But I'm not committed to it.
Okay, cool.
What about you? I never had it.
It was for me shockingly difficult as a child.
It's supposed to be.
I was and remain terrible at video games, so
Yeah.
impossible to say.
The beat 'em up, the arcade one, was very good. Or at least it looked like.
Oh, yeah.
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 It looked exactly like the cartoon. What about Spider-Man? This is a difficult one.
I disagree. I
Okay.
think it's the Ninja Turtles video game. No, I don't know. Keep going.
Well, we've got obviously the Garfield movies, we've got the Maguire movies, we've got the Holland movies, we've got the spin-offs with your Civil Wars and Men Games and Avengers, whatever.
Yeah.
Where do you fall? What's the most... Because you always talk about how the problem with the Raimi ones is it's the distilled sadness of Spider-Man.
It's true,
But isn't this all about distilling the essence of somebody?
I guess that's true, yeah.
As a comic book character?
Yeah.
I think the first...
But for me, like the essence of a if I want to open a Spider-Man comic, I want to see a fun adventure with quips and no sadness. Like,
You don't like the ones where they like make him divorce his wife or whatever?
Correct.
Okay, I think...
Aunt May makes him divorce his wife.
Yes. She's no good for you, Peter.
I know I introduced you to, but I've changed my mind.
I think Homecoming is the most accurate.
Okay.
But I would revisit 2 the most.
Yeah, because it's the most spectacular.
It's just very good.
It is very good.
And I think I've even said before that Homecoming is my favorite, but I still think it might be 2.
The thing about we're going to do this every time. The thing about Far From Home, the second one, the Mysterio one, is does it work if it doesn't have the rest of the MCU to build on? Does it work? If you show people that movie, are people emotionally invested when Mysterio, spoiler alert for this movie that came out some years ago, reveals that he is an ex-Stark employee?
Yeah.
Do you care? It's a fun reveal if you know the backstory.
If you know the backstory,
and you go, oh, they've edited those characters back into those scenes, and that's fun.
And I think that's what the problem people have with this new Spider-Man is that he's Iron Boy for a lot of it,
It's true, yeah.
And I guess you could take that movie and you could replace him with a character called Iron Boy, and it might not change the narrative. Whereas I feel like Homecoming is built around the idea of a teenage Peter Parker.
That's true.
And there is that Iron Man element of it, but it's not the main thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I guess I'd say it's probably Homecoming for me, but you can say a different thing.
Gosh. Honestly, for me, it might be a case of Homecoming or Spider-Man 2. I know I have my problems with the Raimi Spider-Man movies.
I say we split the difference.
Okay.
And we go The Dark Knight for Heath Ledger's performance alone.
Terrific.
What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, easy done. It's an easy fix.
I think so.
What about Falcon/Bucky? I've lumped them together. They're introduced in the same movie. Oh, no, they're not. They're in the movie.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah.
Bucky's
they're introduced as their modern-day characters in the Winter Soldier. But
so you could be like, well, the new show, it's just 2 boys running amok.
Sure is.
But I still think it's the Winter Soldier because you get Winter Soldier Bucky, you get regular Bucky, and you get the introduction of Falcon, you get a bit of his backstory, and he does the wingsuit.
It's true.
And it's not the same colours as it should be, but maybe Sam Wilson...
See, you've made this difficult, James, because I would say my favourite appearance of Falcon is probably Civil War.
Yeah.
Because he's got the full Falcon suit and it's got all the upgrades.
You can say that.
But then where do I put Winter Soldier? Or we could just...
Or you could say for Bucky it's Winter Soldier and Falcon it's a different thing.
That's correct.
So I'd even say like Falcon's showing, I think probably Falcon, the character-wise, maybe the best version is Falcon and the Winter Soldier because you see that transition from the Falcon into Captain America.
But he doesn't have as many sweet guns.
He has no guns.
No guns. Don't like it. Should have
you're
guns.
Right. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They should go brrr.
Brrr, I'm a bird, he says.
Is that what the guns say?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just the military guy, like just the weapons designer in the US military is like, I wanted to make the guns to go brrr like a bird.
Like a bird. My bird. Well, why don't we say Civil War for Falcon?
Let's say that.
And Bucky for the other thing.
How do you feel about his character development in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Good.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't my favorite show. I think of the Marvel ones, the live action ones, it's probably the weakest.
Okay.
But, or it wasn't. I don't know. I liked it enough at the time.
I liked the stuff on the boat. It was fun.
What was that bit?
You know, when him and his sister, they're on the boat. He's like, why don't you sell the boat?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's give it to that scene.
For the boat selling scene?
Yeah.
Okay,
Here's a difficult one. Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Do we include animated for this? It's one of the rules that we don't.
Well, it's your rules,
But
aren't
if we like something, we can just do whatever.
That's true.
So what do you think?
Okay, well, our options are Suicide Squad.
Yep.
The Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Birds of Prey.
Yep. Briefly in an episode of Arrow, maybe?
Or maybe.
Where she's voiced by...
and obviously Birds of Prey, the TV series.
Oh, God, I forgot about that. Yeah. And I guess if we were doing animated, you'd say the original series, Batman the original animated series or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's Harley Quinn animated.
Okay.
But if I can't pick that, it's the Suicide Squad.
I guess sort of the best thing about the Suicide Squad, I think, is that sort of we've come to the sort of culmination of her arc in terms of like, she was in a terrible relationship.
Yep.
And she's extricated herself out of that.
Egg sandwiches.
And she's kind of been like
egg sangers.
That's birds of prey.
Yes, it is.
But
I'm just saying things, mate.
Okay, great. But
am I not allowed?
You're not allowed.
So go on.
It's part of the podcast bylaws. You've said too many things.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'll be honest. You can't. I was going to say like the Suicide Squad. That's a culmination of her arc, and that's terrific. But you've said Egg Sanger too many times, and I'm like, boy, that was a good. I'm more leaning towards that because boy, I could really do with an egg sandwich right now.
Be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think it's the Harley Quinn TV series.
Terrific stuff. All right.
I mean, that being said, the voice is different.
Yeah. It's always different though, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what we're up to now?
No.
Watchmen.
Oh.
Do we go Watchmen, the movie Watchmen? Do we go the TV show Watchmen?
Go on.
That's it.
There's only two things.
I think it's the TV show.
Great question.
Because I liked it more. But
Okay.
is it? I think it gets because it has time to delve into the characters a bit more.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Does it?
it does.
Certainly.
But many of the characters are dead.
Or not in it at all.
Not in it at all. There's obviously no Rorschach. There's no night owls.
But there are echoes of those characters.
That's true. Yeah.
Remember that dude who slipped down the drain, the slippery man?
Oh yeah, Mr. Slips.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I like that Zack Snyder movie,
Yeah.
but is it which do you like? Which do you think? It's harder in a movie.
It is. It's interesting because I feel like, to me, when I think about the Watchmen movie, it feels like, stylistically, it often feels like a commentary on sort of, your Batman Forevers and that particular era of superhero movies. But part of it's like, maybe that was an accident. No, I don't think that is. I don't necessarily think that any of that is it. I mean, no,
I think it was.
Thematically, I don't think there's any kind of. There's no.
I think it was intentional, but
yeah, but I don't think. I think the aesthetic, is.
Oh, you mean the aesthetic and not the?
I don't think thematically it's meant to be a I don't think thematically there's any commentary on.
Yeah, you might be right. It's just like, can we get this panel similar?
Yeah.
But wasn't the new Watchmen 2 woke? Didn't you say that to me?
I didn't say that
Didn't
at all.
You called it Wokeman. That's what you said.
That does look, honestly, that it's on the one hand, what you've suggested sounds like everything, it's against everything that I stand for ultimately as kind of, but I like to think a progressive voice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and we have a responsibility as,
journalists.
But journalists, and we have young listeners and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, me saying wokeman, that sounds like a thing that I would say. So I probably did say it. But then did I then go on to say more like woke women?
You might have said that actually.
Might have said that. Yeah.
Yeah. God, you're good.
Yeah.
That's why we're the best journalists.
Would I have said I identify as a woke woman?
Yes, that's what you would have said. That's pretty good. That's good one joke that people do. Anyways, it's the show. It's the show.
It is the show.
That's not the show. We've still got more show.
That confused me because that's the thing you say at the end of the podcast. Usually.
I do.
That's the show, and I'm like, wow, something in. Do you have somewhere to be? I was thinking to myself.
Never.
Wow.
Next up, we've got Iron Man. Now, for me,
yes,
and please feel free to jump in.
Go on.
It's The Dark Knight for Heath Ledger's performance alone. But if I had to pick an Iron Man property,
if you had to pick something that wasn't that joke you do, that one joke you do,
sure,
yeah, it'll be an Iron Man movie.
It's
probably.
First Iron Man, or Last Iron Man, where he learns a lesson. Last Avengers,
yes,
where he learns a lesson and his heart is incinerated.
Sure.
But it's probably the first one, right?
I think it's the first Iron Man.
Because it does the arc.
Yep.
And even though his character...
And you're not just talking about his arc reactor.
I was actually. But now, specifically, I'm talking about his character arc. And that's the show that I like. Movie, sorry, I meant to say. So, what about you? Because I think there's a lot of meandering with him in between,
Yeah, there kind of is. But James, that for you means that you're not considering the suitcase armor. Like I always feel like that's your closest connection.
I
to
have
Iron
to put
Man.
that aside.
Wow,
I know.
That's very brave of you.
That's what journalists do.
Wow,
they remove their biases.
More like woke man.
Thank you. Iron woke.
Yep,
Thanks. Okay, this guy hasn't actually...
Iron Bloke.
He's a bloke, isn't he?
Did you know the Black Sabbath song Iron Man,
Yeah.
which we hear a snippet of in the movie Iron Man, was originally going to be called Iron Bloke? That's not a joke. That's real.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh my God.
I'm very confident.
I know you're very confident, but is that true?
I'm going to look it up because I think it is. I think that's something I definitely
I love
read.
how you're just like, unrelated to this, I'm very confident. I just
I
feel
am.
really good about
Yeah.
myself.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Google Iron Bloke and see what happens.
Now, this person, because normally, like,
Chances are it'll be a fan-made poster that I did.
probably. Now, the prerequisite for a lot of these characters is that they have to have their own movie, I guess. I mean, but Bucky and Falcon share a show. So Robin shares a movie, though, with Batman and Robin.
It's true.
So what's the best version of Robin that we've seen? And is it that Titan show that I haven't watched?
A lot of people will disagree. It's certainly a good-looking suit. I think it might be the best Robin suit we've seen.
Are you suit blind, though?
Do you mean that I can't distinguish between suits?
No,
What do
no.
you mean? The goodness,
suit.
the quality of the suit has blinded me to the fact the show is bad.
That's what I'm saying. And is it a bad show? I don't know.
The first season is good, I maintain, and the second season is bad. The writing really fell off a cliff.
Isn't there a third season?
There's a third season, but we don't have in Australia. We don't have it yet.
Okay. Why don't I look up the other versions of Robin in live action and see what we got? Robin in other media. And there's also 1966. I know we said we wouldn't go too far back.
Go on.
But that's Robin, isn't it?
It's true. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
God.
okay. So he's in Batman Forever.
Yes.
He's in Batman and Robin.
Correct.
There was apparently a Robin spin-off planned after Batman and Robin. There is, Robin is technically in The Dark Knight Rises, sort of.
Maybe.
His suit, his empty, burnt-out suit is in Batman v Superman.
That's true.
He's mentioned in Suicide Squad. And, of course, he's in a bunch of live-action shows and stuff or something.
And also, it depends what Robin you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. This doesn't get a big showing in cinema.
No.
A good showing, I should say.
I think Titans is pretty good.
All right, done.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
So watch the first season. It's on Netflix.
No, you
watch
watch
the
it.
first episode.
No, you watch it.
I think
You watch it.
the trailer for Titans season 1 really divided people because remember it was a bit rude.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and
we
I
made
think,
fun of it at the time.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were like, but I think it's more nuanced than that.
I think
The
it
first
isn't.
season.
I think it isn't.
Whoa.
Yeah. What do you think
Agree to
about
disagree. This is from the Wikipedia page for the song Iron Man.
that? Yeah.
Upon hearing the main guitar riff for the first time, vocalist Ozzy Osbourne remarked that it sounded like a big iron bloke walking about.
Very good.
Right?
So that's what they're going
The
to call
title
it.
became Iron Man. I don't have any other details, whether it's called Iron Bloke.
Interesting.
That's where
I
I
am
got that
Iron
fact.
Bloke. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
What about Loki? Anti-hero, technically. Is it the TV show? What Loki? Wokey got him. Because he said he might have kissed a boy or something at
Yeah,
one point.
Loki. Nice.
Thanks. Is it the first Avengers? Is it first Thor? Is it Ragnarok?
Loki's characterization has sort of
It's a bit all over the shop.
been all over the shop.
But
hasn't
isn't
it?
that very Loki?
Oh, maybe.
Hmm.
I think you've. Gosh.
I think it might be Ragnarok. Because he does a little bit of betrayal.
Yeah.
And a little bit of coming good. And a little bit of trickery.
A little bit of wokeness, probably.
Yeah. And I like the Loki TV show.
What
But
do you
I feel
call it
like
wokey then?
What?
What do you call it
No,
wokey?
you call it wokey. I would never. I'm quite progressive. So, yeah, I mean, because you know what I mean? Because he's already kind of, they get him up to speed on what kind of Loki he is at the start of that.
That's true, yeah.
So I think it's Ragnarok, where he learns lessons, but he's also a bit squirrely,
Yeah.
which is Loki.
And you might say that he's not in his right frame of mind in Avengers because it's been retconned because the
Gemstone, Mind Stone? I don't know.
Gemstone,
One
Mind
of the-
Stone,
one of the-
exactly.
It's one of the stones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why not? What do you think?
I think it is. No, I think for me it's Loki,
Okay,
which I
done.
call wokey
What do you call it?
because of how woke it is.
I call it that too. Next up, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. Is it their appearance in 2 of the Avengers movies?
Yep.
Is it their appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Is it their appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy? That movie is still the best one for me.
Is it their appearance in that music video,
Yeah,
Guardians Inferno?
it could be. It could be.
Could be.
I think it's the first movie because that established the tone of this particular team.
Yeah,
And
and,
it's
in fact, the entire galactic,
Yeah,
like the whole outer space vibe,
that's true.
silly and.
And it is different from the comics, some of them.
Do you think they're going to shoehorn like the Celestials into that wacky
Maybe.
Marvel outer space vibe?
Do you think Eternals is going to take the edge off a bit of that silliness. Be like, actually, we're serious now.
I think it might do.
We make serious movies here at Marvel.hq.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At Marvel.com.
Yes. I think it's First Guardians.
Yeah, I think it's First Guardians also.
It's not exactly comic accurate, but
Yeah.
I don't know anything. Aquaman.
Oh, yeah.
Is it AC from the cancelled television pilot? Is it his appearance in Smallville? Is it the movie Aquaman? Is it the movie Batman v Superman? Is it the movie Just Us League?
Is it the movie Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yes. It's probably that one.
I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, the Aquaman movie, he does all the Aquaman stuff, doesn't he?
True, he does, yeah. It's undeniable.
I guess
that movie's
that.
more Aquaman stuff than anything else.
I guess it is that then. I mean, it's not a movie that I particularly enjoy.
You did enjoy it, though.
No, I don't think I did. I think I was like, it's mostly nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just kind of noise. And by the end, a crab's fighting
Another
squid
crab.
or something. I don't fucking know what's going on. I just thought it was whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I barely remember that movie.
Do you think that learning more about the underwater world of Aquaman makes you enjoy Aquaman less?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you can sort of, just based on his appearances in Justice League, you might be like, you can invent a more interesting backstory than maybe we got in Aquaman.
Yeah, you might be
a
right.
less silly backstory, certainly.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So what is it?
I think for me it's Justice League.
I'm going to say Aquaman.
For sweaters alone.
Sure.
A lot of these have actually been basing on sweaters secretly. I've been talking about character and theme and that's
Yeah.
development and stuff. But really, I'm judging them based on the sweaters they wear.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the movie Blade? Or the TV show Blade? Or the other two
I've
Blade
seen
movies?
very little of the TV show Blade.
Me too.
But I think it's probably the movie.
Blade 2?
I like Blade 1 more than Blade 2.
I haven't seen Blade 2 in so long, but I remember liking it more. But Blade 2 reestablishes Blade, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything we know about Blade comes from that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say Blade 1.
And he went bananas.
He certainly did. Blade goes bananas. Doctor Strange. Which is it? A lot of people now have come in and said that latest What If episode, by the way, great recap, guys. They come out just pretty soon after the show comes out because Collins does an amazing edit, but
That's
the audio goes up straight away at bigsandwich.co. They say to us that version of Doctor Strange was very definitive in the latest episode.
Oh, yeah.
And they loved it. Well, what for you is your ideal Doctor Strange?
Infinity War.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Case closed.
I mean, I like Doctor Strange, the movie. But that Infinity War fight with Thanos, and he's given him like a talk up top. He's like, "You're rude, actually." Whatever.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Come and get this stone. I'll whip you to death.
Yeah.
Fire whips.
Sure.
It's great stuff, man.
It is great stuff.
But then remember when evil Doctor Strange fought good Doctor Strange?
It was all right.
That was pretty good too.
Pretty good.
I still think it's Infinity War.
I think it's Infinity War too.
There we go. We've got a couple
They're
left.
chucking stuff at each other.
Pow, pow, pow. They're saying
They're
to
saying
each other.
pow, pow, pow.
With all their blasters.
That's right.
That they have. What about Supergirl? Is it the TV show Supergirl? Because it's certainly not the movie Supergirl.
Yeah,
which
boy,
is a bad
this is a
movie.
real Green Lantern of a situation, isn't it?
I mean, I think
Slim Pickens.
Melissa Benoist is a good Supergirl.
I agree.
So even if that show maybe isn't great, I don't know. I've only seen one episode, and I was like, that was all right.
Yeah.
I think she's great.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah, I think so. Case closed.
All right, I've saved what I think is the hardest for last
Oh.
because I feel like that we've had some comic accurate versions of this character, but they might not be the best movies.
Oh.
I'm talking about Batman, Mason. Where do you go? Because you've got your 89, right?
It's true.
He's shooting people. He's wearing Nike runners.
Is he shooting people? Oh, yeah, with those machine guns.
Yeah. He's got a machine gun in his airplane.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't machine gun anybody with them, though. He machine
does.
guns around them.
No, he does. I've got a
Okay.
kill count.
All right.
He's got, and then there's Batman Returns, which is a murderer again. Then there's the Batman and Robin and Forever, but no.
No
But
murders.
Batman Forever,
Go on.
he does do a murder in that one. But I think that's pretty good, as in like the characterization in that one
Okay.
of Bruce Wayne and Batman.
The Val Kilmer one.
Yeah. I don't think it's a great movie,
Yeah.
but
I think it's too surreal for me. It's too weird and just... I don't like it.
okay. Then we've got the Dark Knight movies. Then we've got Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
And Justice League and whatever. I think it's Batman Begins though, even though he does murder a lot of people. But we're just going to have to get past that because he
Yeah.
always murders people.
It's true. It's his defining characteristic.
But it does
to be honest.
it does the year one origin, and he learns all his jujitsu and his Krav Maga.
Yep.
He gets all these gadgets and stuff. I think I like The Dark Knight better, but maybe I don't because Batman Begins is very good. It's a very good movie. And I love the characterization of Bruce Wayne, how he's just happy to let people think he's a drunk. He doesn't give a fuck. Whereas I feel like the Affleck one he's a cool Bruce Wayne, which is also a version in the comics.
Yeah,
and whatever. But just the idea is like, I'm happy for people to think I'm a complete fuck up.
Yeah, so you
don't
don't want cool, calm, and collected businessman. You don't want competent businessman Bruce Wayne.
Well, he's both. I think he does both in those movies anyway. Because there's like 3 versions of Bruce Wayne. There's like real Bruce Wayne, there's clown Bruce Wayne, and then there's Batman Bruce Wayne. You know? I think that's fascinating.
How about this?
What?
Adam West Batman.
I mean, it is Batman.
Sure is.
And of the era especially, they nailed it. Yeah. He's not that much of a murderer.
That's true.
He accidentally atomizes that dude who got rehydrated.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's his fault.
No. There's no way he could have known.
I mean, World's Greatest Detective, he should have known.
Probably should have known.
So you want to say 66?
I'm going to say 60s Batman just for that scene where he's
talking to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's him and Bruce Wayne and Batman talking to the commissioner on 2 separate phones.
I'm going to have to give it to The Dark Knight.
Wow.
For Heath Ledger's performance alone.
It's all been leading up to this.
No, it's Batman Begins. For me.
Okay, great.
Great. He's just looked at his watch. Or were you adjusting it?
I was adjusting it. I've got nowhere to go.
It's true. Except to the next segment.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what it's called?
It's called What We Reading.
Yeah.
What Are We Gonna Read?
You know what it's called.
Yeah, I know.
Let's do the theme song. Remind me to unmute it.
Okay.
Say it. It's too late. It's already started.
Don't forget to unmute it.
All right. Westworld. Mason,
yes,
I know you love to Westworld.
That's true.
I mean, we'll have to watch or read or do a thing. What have you been doing?
I've been watching.
I demand you tell me.
I've been watching Only Murders in the Building. Have you seen this?
That one.
It's on Hulu if you're in America, but we're not in America, James.
Oh.
I cannot stress that enough.
I nearly wrote Only Fools and Horses. What is this?
Only Murders in the Building. So it's on in Australia and probably anywhere that's not
Comedy
America.
Series.
It's on Disney Plus as part of Star, and it's Steve Martin Short,
this one,
and Selena Martin Gomez, and they are.
Is you related to Martin Short?
No.
Okay.
I've added that middle name in there.
Just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Not related.
Not related at all.
Okay.
And they're sort of 3 people who live in a kind of swanky apartment complex in New York. They don't get along, but all of a sudden they discover they're all big fans of this particular murder podcast.
Okay.
And then an actual murder takes place in their building, and they're like, "We've got to solve the murder, and we're also going to make a real-time murder podcast about the murder while it's happening." Yeah, it's good. Fun.
I mean, I love the idea of Steve Martin and Martin Short together again.
Right? New 3 Amigos.
3 Amigos.
Get rid of Chevy Chase.
Father of the Bride.
Yes.
Remember they were in that?
Yeah.
He was Franck, maybe. Franck? Was he Franck?
He might have been Franck, yeah.
Was he Franck?
I don't know. You'd have to look it up.
Maybe but that was Bronson.
Pinchot.
Yeah. Bride cast. Don't mind me.
Yeah. You're not typing at all.
No, I'm doing it.
It's good fun. It's you know.
No, he is Franck.
Yeah. It's good to see the Martins together.
It's got nothing but glowing reviews. I'm going to have to check that out.
Check it out. I mean, we're only 3 episodes in, so who knows where it's going to go. But it's and this is the first time I've seen Selena Gomez in anything. Despite the fact I looked it up, she's got 259 million Instagram followers.
Wow, that's quite a lot.
And I'm like, I've missed everything she's ever done. But
you haven't even seen her Instagram?
This might be the sweariest thing on Disney Plus. Also.
Oh, really? Well, I guess it's through Star, right?
Yeah.
So they're allowed to. Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, you know what I'm watching on the opposite end of something terrible.
Actual murders?
Yeah, I've watched a few. I mean, I've done a few. I watched a few. You break it up a bit. Mm-hmm. I watched yesterday again Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Why?
With my son.
Oh,
yes.
What did he think of it?
Because
your opinion is clear to me.
It's bad. It's a bad movie. I didn't like it, and watching it again, I'm like, maybe I'll get some. No, I hate this. It's actually really bad. But he really enjoyed it. So I can't complain.
Nobody's bloody listening, mate.
No, I honestly just think that, like, you know, as a kid's movie, it seems to, it's lights and noise, and it got a few chuckles out of him. He's like, this guy's turned into a real bunny. He was supposed to be.
What do you think about the Clockwork Orange guys? Get a load of these droogs.
I was on my phone a lot. But he's like, look at this. And I'm like, I'm looking at it. but I wasn't looking at it.
Whoa.
I was listening to a podcast with one ear
It's-
and trying to endure Space Jam: A New Legacy, a movie that goes for 400 hours. But here's something I did watch, actually.
What's that?
It's hot and new, and you might like it.
Go on.
It's season 1 of The Sopranos from 1999.
Oh, yeah.
I finally got through it. Not finally. Well, yeah,
You
finally.
got through it.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
Good show, right?
What a good show.
It is a good
It
show.
surprises me that it only got one season. So I'm looking forward to the reboot.
James.
Yeah. What?
Heaps of seasons. There are heaps of seasons.
How many seasons?
Tons.
Good. I've
100 seasons.
I've already bought season 2 ready to go.
Nice.
So, and it's pretty consistently good, isn't it?
Yes.
People say it's the beginning of premiere television, and it certainly feels that way. And I love looking at 90s kitchens and going, gross. Gross, weird wood paneling, pale wood paneling. Where's the white kitchens? Where's a splash of colour?
Sure.
This decor is ugly as shit. It's just a very good show.
Agree,
and I
yeah.
can see why everybody likes it. Just horrible men.
They're horrible.
Just horrible men.
But, I mean, the point of the show, obviously, James,
It's horrible men.
is we should aspire to be the horrible men.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're the main characters.
And I'm the main character.
So we, they're the ones we're supposed to root for. We're not supposed to just watch the actions of these men and think about it.
I'm the main character, aren't I?
Yeah, you're the main character, and so you're them. So you should be more like them.
Thank you, I agree.
You should post a lot of memes where you're Tony Soprano or like the guy from Peaky Blinders.
I'm like, hey, I'm the guy from Peaky Blinders.
I'm loyal, but don't mess with me.
Where's my
you could say.
Where's my pasta visual or whatever?
You could say that. You can say exactly that. Yeah.
Excellent. Sometimes they're like, man, I'm loving this pasta, and I'm looking at the pasta and I'm like, that's not even a good pasta. That's a made for television pasta. You're poking around your plate. Don't be coming to me telling me that's a good pasta. That's a tomato sauce, if that, straight out of the can, slapped onto some packet noodles. You're telling me that's the best pasta you've ever eaten? Where's the cheese?
Wow.
No one's coming around with the cheese, Mason. That's one element they didn't nail.
The guy at the
The
restaurant.
pasta.
Rating the cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the pasta in general. Leaves a lot to be desired. Anything else you've been reading?
A little more X-Men.
Oh, yeah, you've been working your ways through.
I rewatched The Maltese Falcon for some reason.
Which one's that?
It's
Let me look
Humphrey
that up.
Bogart.
Oh, yeah?
It's sort of he plays grizzled detective Sam Spade.
Ah.
And they're after he's investigating. Him and his partner, they go and they're hired to track down a couple of people, and then case gets blown wide open.
It says the release date is April 8th, 1999. Brackets Australia. We do get things a little bit later here sometimes.
That's very true.
That's nuts. That must have been a re-release, I assume.
Yeah,
Good movie?
I think so.
Isn't it? There's a Get Smart episode about it, isn't there? They give it a different name.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the one where they try to find the tequila mockingbird. The tequila mockingbird.
Oh.
Yeah, like the drink. What else, Mason, or are we doing letters?
I think that's everything that I've got.
Then we
up to
gotta
this
do
week.
letters.
Let's do letters.
I insist, Mason.
Okay, let me find the. Just gonna find the. Found it.
He's done it.
The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
I know they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
I love it when you bust out the letters theme. It
Why is that, James?
just makes me happy.
Because you know we're gonna do the letters.
Yes, because you can actually send a letter to the show via weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com or hashtag weeklyplanetpod on Twitter.
Is it because the episode's nearly over?
That's part of it. Yeah, it definitely helps, obviously.
Terrific.
What do you got in terms of letters, or would you like me to letter?
James, I've got some letters right here.
Let me hear
This
'em.
is from someone whose name I won't mention for reasons you'll soon learn about.
Legality?
The subject line says, I'm a what-if animator. Yeah. Hey, fellas.
Really?
I was an animator on the 3rd episode of What If, as well as a few that haven't come out yet. I'm about 7 minutes into your commentary on the episode I worked on now, and James mentioned that he wished the Hulk's death had been more gory. Well, I'm here to tell you that initially it was.
Yes!
Before we're in the animation stage, the storyboards for this moment had blood and guts exploding everywhere. The soldiers, Betty and Natasha, were originally caked in it. At some stage in production, the call was made to pull back on it. If I were to guess, it was probably to hold the rating at PG-13 and also to save some money.
Yeah.
I love the pod that have been listening for years. Keep up the good work, mates. Cheers. Please don't say my name or I fear the mouse will get me.
It's true.
And then they've put their name in brackets. Straight up. You
could have just not put your name in it.
could have just not put your name in it.
Well, we're not going to read it out, though,
gonna read it
obviously.
out.
That's
Yeah.
terrific stuff. Also,
right.
great work. Mm-hmm. I thought that Hulk looked terrific. And that episode in general, very good.
Correct.
My favourite one? Maybe.
Oh,
Excellent. Good stuff. That's
you.
fascinating.
It is
If you
fascinating.
work on things, tell us what you're up to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like related
Email
to...
in, just let us know what your job is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We'll read it.
Maybe you work at a soup canning factory.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're up to. Tell us the secrets.
It's the weirdest thing you've put in a can. Like on purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Like a toe, a human toe.
I was just thinking a toe. Yeah.
Cut your toe off, put it in a can of soup.
I mean, don't do that, but if you have one lying around.
If you have to.
Yeah.
It's from Reese. Says hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. Hey, gents. Loving the pod and congrats on 400 big ones. Thank you. Based on the new What If episodes, what do you think are some of the MCU's absolute points? Here's to 400 more. So absolute points are, as we mentioned in the Doctor Strange episode, are points in time where something, they can't be changed, something. I guess it's, what is it? What would be an absolute point in time you couldn't go back on?
Well, see, that's the thing, because there's, in the episode where they're introduced, the absolute point in time is the death of Christine.
Yeah.
But that's not like a magical thing, is it?
No. Doesn't have to be, I guess.
I guess it doesn't have to be.
It's a bit vague for me, like what's...
Yeah.
And also you technically can't go back in time, really. You're jumping dimensions.
Oh. Is that true?
Yeah, because they're jumping into parallel timelines in Avengers.
No, they're going back to the same timeline, but they're creating parallel timelines.
Okay, maybe you're right.
Yes.
Shut up.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, you shut up. I don't know. What do you think?
Because that's the thing.
I mean, Strange says one with Thanos. He's like, it has to go this way. That is an absolute point in time.
Yeah, right.
And if you did a different version, then Thanos would win and the universe would collapse, or he'd just win.
Because I think the thing is that the absolute point in time in the episode was, well, if this doesn't happen, then Doctor Strange doesn't become the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
So does it have to be events that result in things of cosmic significance? I think it does.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually.
So
then that Thanos thing I said, right?
Yeah, that Thanos thing you said. So it is like the origin of Captain America is that's not big enough, I would argue.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm with you.
What about like the birth of Peter Quill?
I think you're going to say the birth of Christ.
What about the birth of Christ?
Can't change that.
Yep.
You're going to have to stick with it. I'm sorry. Whether you like it or not, you got to go with it.
That's right.
Christmas Day, the year 0. Is that
Boxing
right?
Day, absolute point in time. Cannot change it. It's just a day for us servants.
I agree. I don't know, man. I think it could be anything.
Yeah.
Anything that changes anything.
I don't think they will definitively provide a list because
or even a definitive set of rules.
Yeah, they absolutely won't. And they may not even mention it again.
Yeah.
Because the problem is that if you go, it's all fair game, then you'll have time-traveling villains go, I'll go back and I'll kill Tony Stark before he becomes Iron Man. And then they have to go, well, actually, that's an absolute point in time for whatever reason. You can't change that.
Like, what if I absorb the powers of a squid out of a portal? And even then, the universe will collapse in on itself.
Yeah. What are you doing with that? Stop it. Leave the squid alone. Squid suffered enough.
It's fucking sick of your shit, quite frankly.
Yes.
Dunno is my answer.
I also don't know.
What's next then? We have to know.
But email in if you think you know.
Yeah.
Because it's so vague.
Exactly.
You know?
Intentionally.
Surely somebody else could have been the Sorcerer Supreme.
Who? Me?
Because like...
You didn't answer my question.
Me? No, it could be you.
Okay.
Right, because if Doctor Strange doesn't become the Sorcerer Supreme, I guess they can't defeat Thanos.
No. But does that collapse the universe?
But why is that an absolute point?
Yeah.
Why is that...
Yeah, but does that also, would that... if you stop...
Like, if Thanos was not defeated and he ended the universe, or ended half of the life in the universe and he won, what does that matter to the time stream? It doesn't matter.
But is that exactly? But is that the reason why it's an absolute point? Yeah, because the universe could still continue with Thanos having won.
Exactly.
So what does it matter? Like, what's the... I don't know.
It's too vague.
Let's do the next one.
You've made us mad.
I don't
Person
like
who emailed in.
Reese, what are you doing?
Reese!
If you've got any other questions that we'll hate, please send them in like Reese.
Reese, you got any more in the tank? I bet you do.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. We really do, yeah.
What's that? What else?
This one is from, I'm going to say Dara.
Let's do it.
D-A-R-A-G-H. It says, you must read this. We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Sunday. Hello, Mr. Mason. Just after finishing your 400th episode on my way to the train, after my last day of work before I moved from Ireland to Canada. Any good long-distance travel media you can recommend to get me prepared? Long-distance travel media.
Is Ireland to where?
Canada.
Wow.
You know what I've been watching recently? I didn't mention this.
What's that?
It's also on Amazon Prime, but there's also a bunch of episodes that are just free on YouTube. Is Anthony Bourdain's... which one is it? Is it No Reservations?
One of those, yeah.
It's the one
is this the new one?
No, this is the old. This is not the documentary. This is the TV series. It's like the CNN series where he just goes to various location. I think it's no reservations.
I'm just checking what he's got
and
here.
he goes around to various locations around the world, and he like meets the people, and he samples the food, and it's
It could be a cook's tour, no reservations, the layover, parts unknown.
it's parts unknown.
Okay, there you go.
Parts unknown.
That's the latest
Check
one.
that out. For if you're like if I'm traveling and I want to think about what I'm going to do when I get to a place.
Yes.
God, yeah. Watch
Cool.
Parts Unknown. It's a good show.
Also, it's just whatever's on that TV on the back of your screen.
Yeah, watch the
Like a
little
screen
watch
on the
little
back
plane.
of your whatever. Yeah.
Just watch the little thing and put on the Indiana Jones theme in your headphones and just watch that.
I always look at that.
It's Indiana Jones and he's on the top of a tank and the Nazis are coming at me, but they've conveniently lined up all together. So he's got a gun. He fires the gun and all the bullet
powerful was that gun?
all the way through the Nazis.
It's a good bit.
The Randy Newman bit.
It's from Michael White, who says, #Weekly Platter Pod.
I'm just seeing people switch off in droves every time we do the Randy Newman bit.
Well, you know, so we can
This is very generous.
we
Also.
can lose a few.
Yeah.
We can cull.
Yeah.
We're going to keep saying that for everything. We're just going to be like, get more specific and mean. We can lose a few.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we can shave off a few more.
And then one day you'll come in the room and you'll be like, I've got bad news. We cannot lose anymore.
What if Ant-Man, this is from Michael White, what if Ant-Man tried being tall but downwards? So he sort of burrowed it into the ground. That's new, I think, and bad.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's a good point.
It's a great point.
Just like out the other way.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it too.
Ant-Man, what would that be called? Ground Man? I don't know. What would that be called?
Dig Dug.
What's it's not Inside Out.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? What would that be called?
Don't know.
Inverted Man?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Any more before we wrap it up?
That's the whole show.
Excellent. Let's wrap it up.
Okay. Folks, thank you so much for listening and subscribing.
Yeah.
And telling your friends.
Who you telling?
And going from Ireland to Canada.
Yeah,
Or
thank
vice
you.
versa.
Either way.
One in, one out, they say.
You have to.
Thank you for leaving a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast because that really helps us. James, do you have any 5-star reviews?
I got a couple here, Mason.
Terrific.
I cannot believe you've asked me, but I'm ready. It's from Franny Pack 12, who says, this podcast is bad. Once again, I mean to compare this show to Michael Jackson's hit 1987 song Bad. So as to say, it is very, very good. Much like buying an expensive arcade cabinet, I would recommend the show to anybody, especially to the old ball and chain. Am I right, boys? Yes. And I thought about that cabinet and I'm like, I haven't thought about that cabinet in like 2 months. I'm glad I didn't buy that giant arcade cabinet.
Yeah. Because what would happen is you'd be thinking about it every day as you walk past it and
and
don't
we're like,
play
why
it.
the fuck did I buy that? Yeah. This is also from Native Son Indy, who says, my favorite podcast. I first started listening to this podcast because James' laugh reminded me of one of my friends, and now it's my favorite podcast. What? And I do a podcast. So what does that tell you? Nothing, because everyone does a podcast 5 stars. You should have named your podcast. We could have read out your podcast here. Yeah. Oh, well, do another review and maybe
I'm going
I'll
to
get
assume
around
it's
to
the Joe Rogan experience.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
This is Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I think it's Rogan.
Cool. I like what he's doing. Just big work, big thoughts.
Yeah, same.
Anyway,
Big head.
Big head. What's next?
Folks, if you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're over on Twitter, why don't you follow our friend Rob Collins?
Why don't you?
He edits this podcast. He edits all sorts of videos.
You would love it.
He's going nuts over there.
He's gone
working
bananas.
hard. He's going bananas.
Rob Collins goes bananas.
He's at Raw Collins on Twitter. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. On Twitter, I am Wikipedia Brown. On Instagram, I'm Nick Maso, NickMaseeau. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
I try to be.
You don't try that hard.
No, I just am.
You're not Mr. Sunday Movies on TikTok, one would imagine.
That's a great point. What should I do about it?
You should get on TikTok and do a little dance.
I always find those dances really embarrassing. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm an embarrassing person. Don't get me wrong. What am I, the pinnacle of? Fucking nothing. But, like, how can
Maybe
you...
dancing if you try.
How can you straight face do that? And some of them are good. Like, when there's actual talent involved.
Okay.
Well, I sound like an old man, just be like,
Yeah,
I don't understand
absolutely do,
this. But just like...
This is the...
Just the slight moving of arms. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like...
James,
then a look.
You're doing the TikTok equivalent of like, I don't want to see pictures of your lunch.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is there are versions of that are good.
That's true.
I follow Callie Dactyl.
I don't know.
Have you seen on Instagram? And she does like dances that's like genuinely good dance moves.
Great.
And then there's people who are just like bopping in front of a mirror and doing a raised eyebrow.
You're thinking of
junk, Mason.
You're thinking of birds.
Just
bopping in front of
I might be thinking of birds.
You're thinking of birds. Folks,
I'm too old. I don't know
if you
what
want
I'm
to
doing.
support the show, if you think a couple of old men could do with some support, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. You can chuck in $1 or any amount you wish. That definitely helps us out. You can also go to bigsandwich.co. You can sign up for $9 dues per month for bonus podcasts and early videos and all kinds of stuff. We're having a great time over there.
That's right. This week it is a clickbait episode, and boy, is it woke.
Boy, is it ever.
It's one of the... we go down a real rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It was a good one. I mean, it was bad, but it was good.
It's really very cathartic, I thought.
Agreed.
But also infuriating. I'm back to normal.
Yeah, but we found out some stuff, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did. Oh, yeah, we did.
We did a real deep dive.
Little origin story in there.
Yeah.
Folks, there's also some T-shirts on tpublic.com.
There is, isn't there?
Search for The Weekly Planet. There's also, thank you. There's thank yous to be had.
You're welcome.
For The Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the podcast next week. Who knows what we're going to do?
That's right. I just checked around. There's no news. I like to do a poke around. You know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, next week we'll figure something out. Maybe hire maybe something else. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we'll hire something from the video shop.
Maybe we will. First we'll have to build a video shop.
That's
then we'll do that. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
It's just a fun visual, James.
Yeah.
It's the fun visual. It's a video shop, but it's pandemic times. So you have to go to the video shop.
Yep.
It's like one of those walk-up bars now where you get the takeaway. But you go up there and you're like...
One video, please.
Can I have a copy of Hellraiser 3, please?
That's not the best Hellraiser. I don't know, but I've one. And then they the other two. Yeah.
Put the tape out the mail slot.
You've still got a copy of Con Air you need to return.
Oh.
I lost it. I left it at my dad's house.
This isn't a great bit, but I just...
It's not supposed to be, Mason.
No, it's not supposed to be a bit. It's just a fun visual that I've thought of. Imagine if video shops were still around.
Oh, yeah.
Not a blockbuster.
No.
Just like one of those old school
Mom
ones.
and pop.
Just a guy running a video shop.
He doesn't even like movies.
Yeah. And he's like, and he's also pretentious. So he's passing judgment on every tape he's handing out.
Eat shit.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Like, people do their little dances on TikTok. I'm proud of them.
Yeah, me too.
I've come around.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
All right, goodbye.
Grab that gem, guys. We will see you next week.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.